very proud African hello to you. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I'm the author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, Book 4, Book 5, Book 6, and I know my Africa from A to Z. So I'm here today to share the latest news from the Africa for Smart Kids book series with you and to invite you to a conversation. Now, first, the piece of news. We are always looking for creative ways on how to unveil, discover, celebrate, and share information about Africa. So this time around, from the Africa for Smart Kids book series, we are launching a series of conversations in 2018. A series of conversations that allowed us to do some research, to ask some questions, to find some answers, and above all, to share about our identity, about our heritage, about our origin, about our culture, our tradition, our values, and all the things that make us be proud to be Africans. And I think there's so many of them. So I launched a series of conversations. I'm inviting people whose opinions I cherish to join me in the conversation. The conversation takes place online. So you zoom into me and I zoom into you wherever you are in the world. And we just have that conversation. It's fun and it's so insightful. The conversations that I've done until now, they have been really, really insightful to me. They've brought me more information and I've really had fun having those conversations. You will find them on my website, www.globuntubooks.com and then / smart conversations. There's something about the conversations that I want to tell you up front. The conversations are done online, so we're using internet to communicate, to host those conversations around the globe. So sometimes the network is not very good, so we have sometimes connectivity problems and we have breakdowns. So I just want to put that forward before you watch the video. So if there's a breakdown, just know it has to do with the network connection between either Nigeria, Denmark, the USA, Ghana, Cameroon, and you name it, the countries where we're having these conversations. We just thought that no amount of network breakage, no amount of poor connection will stop us from having this conversation. Besides, we are in 2018. 2018, and here come my invite to you. 2018 is the very powerful year, very interesting year for Africans and people of African descent, wherever you are in the world. In 2018, first, we're celebrating 100 years of Mandela. Had he been alive, he would be 100 years this year. So we are celebrating his centenary, and my contribution to that centenary celebration, one of my contributions is this series of conversations that I'm inviting you to join us in. The second reason is because the film, The Black Panther, I don't know if you have watched it. I watched it last week. There's a big hype around Black Panther. And I think one of the reasons is because we, Black people, we hunger for positive stories about our origin, about Africa. We hunger for heroes and sheroes and people who make us proud to be Black people and to be Africans. So the Africa for Smart Kids book series I just mentioned to you is another way of finding the information, finding the knowledge that really allows you to embrace your Africanness, to find out more about your origin, and to find all causes to celebrate. In the books, you'll find a lot of heroes from book 1 to book 6. You'll find them, and I really encourage you to grab a copy of that book. Those books, you will find them on www.globuntubooks.com or on Amazon. Just Google Beatrice Achaleke Africa for Smart Kids and you will find them. Especially, I want to recommend our 3D version, which is on globuntubooks.com. You just click on digital and you find them. They're not only less expensive, they give you a high resolution version of the books in color, so you will enjoy it. The third reason why 2018 is so important to us people of African descent is because of the United Nations International Decade of People of African Descent, which was launched in 2015. So we are 3 years into that decade. It's a beautiful framework that allows us to create content around the globe. content. It allowed us to connect with each other wherever we are, we people of African descent. So I think I should invite you to really look into that decade and see how you can make your personal contribution to celebrating us people of African descent and us Africans. I'm so excited. That's why I keep stuttering, but bear with me. It's a very exciting year. The next reason is the African Union's Agenda 2063. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, go online, Google African Union's Agenda 2063 and read the aspirations. They are so interesting and they are so, they need a lot of content. They need us to fill them in with content so that we can connect with each other. Again, it's about identity, heritage, celebration. It's about a prosperous Africa. It's about owning Africa and driving it as Africans. And I think this is highest time that we own and drive Africa. But before we own it, we need to get to know it. So we need to read, we need to do research, we need to share stories, we need to connect with each other so we can know what we have in order for us to better own it. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say in my excitement. And the last but not the least reason why this year is so important is the trade agreement the free trade agreement that was signed in Kigali last week by 44 of the 54 African countries, allowing these 44 countries to freely do trade among each other. This is an exciting milestone. So we can freely do trade with each other without barriers. And I think this is wonderful news for Africans. Given the fact that we Africans on the continent are very creative, and yes, we are, you need to read Africa for Smart Kids to see what is being invented in Africa by Africans. There is just so much that we can trade amongst us within the continent and with our diaspora that will make us stand out as Africans, that will create jobs, create opportunities and possibilities, and not just for adults, but mostly for our youths. And above all, to make us build the continent that we want to see, that make us and our siblings proud. We owe it to the next generation. It is extremely important that you and I take part in building that Africa. So that is my invitation to you. If you have a story that you want to share with me, be it a fairy tale, be it a children's story, you can tell all those stories in your mother tongue. As long as it takes 5 minutes to tell the story, I'm here to listen and to capture and share with others in the network so we can connect with each other. If you just want to have a conversation with me about coming back home like I did, and you'll find some really powerful homecoming stories in the conversations that we're doing, I'm here to listen to your story, to capture it, and to share with the rest of the people that think and act like us. If you just want to have a conversation about parenting, be it at home, on the continent, parenting in the world, in a culture that is not yours, the challenges and possibilities and advantages and whatever they are, I really love to hear those stories. If you want to talk about identity, you want to talk about heritage, you want to talk about things that you're doing that you really want to share with the rest of the world, things that you do that make you a proud African. Is it a recipe? Is it something that you learned from your grandparents, from your parents that you really want to share that will make us stand out and celebrate our Africanness? I am all here to listen to those stories. So I don't want to take much time. Again, I want to recommend the Africa for Smart Kids book series and our upcoming campaign, 1 million books for 1 million smart kids. We intend to make sure that 1 million books get these books in their hands this year so they can really get to know, understand, and own the Africa that we want to see, that is ours. And my name is Beatrice Achaleke. Feel free to drop me a note. Thank you for listening. Watch our videos on the website. Give us your story, share your story with us, and comment and share with your friends. I really love to create more stories. So your sharing and commenting and sharing and liking will really encourage us to do more stories. Again, that is our African legacy. We have a responsibility to share. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I am because you are. Let's celebrate our Africanness because it is a great thing to be an African in the world today. Thank you.